So welcome students to my channel once again. In this video I have brought this question for you all. So look at the question. Let x1 x2 be the roots of the equation x square minus 3x plus p is equal to 0, and let x3 and x4 be the roots of the equation x square minus 12x plus q is equal to 0. If the numbers x1, x2, x3, x4 in bracket written is in order, if the numbers x1, x2, x3 and x4 form an increasing geometric progression, then p plus q is equal to question mark. What is the value of p plus q? Let's read the question again. Let x1 and x2 be the roots of this equation. This is the equation, okay? And let x3 and x4 be the roots of this equation. So if the numbers x1, x2, x3 and x4 form an increasing geometric progression, then p plus q is equal to question mark. Clear? So now I will do the solution. Watch it very carefully. Okay. Acha, let A be the first term. Let A be the first term and R be the common ratio. Of the GP. Okay, let A be the first term and R be the common ratio of the GP. It has been said in the question that these numbers form an increasing GP. Okay, so let A be the first term and R be the common ratio of the GP. So then x1 is A, x1 is A, x2 is AR. These numbers are forming a GP. So x1 is A, x2 is AR, x3 is AR square, and lastly x4 is AR cube. Right? Clear? So as x1 and x2 are the roots of this equation, x1 and x2 are the roots of this equation. So as x1, x2 are the roots of x square minus 3x plus p is equal to 0. Since x1 and x2 are the roots of this equation, so therefore sum of the roots, that means x1 plus x2 is equal to minus b by a, that is it will be 3. Minus of minus 3 is plus 3. Okay, right? So what is x1? x1 is A, x2 is AR. So in place of I can write A plus AR is equal to 3, as x1 is A and x2 is AR. Okay, so in place of this I can write this. So what will be the equation? A into 1 plus R is equal to 3. Name it as equation 1. Okay. Acha, this is the sum of the roots is this. What will be the product of roots? So x1 into x2. What would be x1 into x2? x1 into x2 will be c by a, that means p by 1, that is p. This is the equation. So it is p. Acha, what is x1? Again x1 is A into AR is equal to P. Again you have to write x1 is A and x2 is AR, right? So from here we can write A square R is equal to P. Name it as equation 2. So A square R is equal to P. So we are getting two equations. A into 1 plus R is 3 and A square R is A into 1 plus R is 3 and A square R is equal to P, right? So again in the question it has been said that x3 and x4 are the roots of this equation. x1 and x2 were the roots of this equation and x3 and x4 are the roots of this equation. So again I will write as x3 and x4 are the roots of, what was the equation? X square minus 12x plus q. X square minus 12x plus q is equal to 0. As x3 and x4 are the roots of this equation, so therefore x3 plus x4, sum of the roots is minus b, that means only 12. Acha, what is x3? Yes, x3 is this one. x1 was A, x2 was AR, x3 is AR square. So it is AR square plus AR cube is equal to 12. x4 is AR cube. AR square plus AR cube is equal to 12. Okay. AR square plus AR cube is equal to 12. Here you have to write as x3 is equal to AR square or x4 is equal to AR cube, right? So AR square into 1 plus R is equal to 12. Name it as 3. Okay. Okay, again, so product of the roots x3 into x4. x3 into x4 is yes, from here only you can get x3 is c by a, that means q by 1, that is q. Product of the roots will be q. Okay, so what is x3 is AR square into AR cube is equal to q. Here you have to write as x3 is equal to AR square and x4 is equal to AR cube. Okay, so from here you can write A square R to the power 5 is equal to q. Name it as 4. Okay, so now what will I do? I will divide equation 3 by equation 1. Equation 3 by equation 1. So dividing equation 3 by equation 1. Okay, what was equation 3? AR square into 1 plus R. AR square into 1 plus R by A into 1 plus R is equal to, this was 12, this was 3, so 12 by 3. 12 by 3. Okay, so 1 plus R, 1 plus R will cancel each other, A will cancel each other, 3 4s are 12. That means R square is equal to 4, so R is equal to 2, not minus 2, because in the question it has been said that this is forming x1, x2, x3 and x4. These 4 numbers are forming an increasing GP. Okay, so increasing GP, so no question of that common ratio can't be negative over here. Okay, so r is 2, so you are getting r. So now putting r is equal to 2 in equation 1, we can write a into 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. What was equation 1? A into 1 plus r is equal to 3. In place of r we will put 2. Okay, so a into 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. That means a into 3 is equal to 3. 3 will cancel each other. A is equal to 1. Okay, okay, so putting a is equal to 1 and r is equal to 2 in equation 2. In equation 2, what was equation 2? A square r is equal to p. A square, that means 1 square into 2 is equal to p. That means p is equal to 2. Okay, so now again putting a is equal to 1 and r is equal to 2 in equation 4. Okay, what was equation 4? A square r to the power 5 equal to q. A square means 1 square into 2 to the power 5 is equal to q. That means q is equal to 32, right? So therefore p plus q is, what is p? P is 2. 2 plus 32, that is 34 is the answer. P plus q is 34. So option number C is the correct one. Clear? Thank you.